The Jacksonville Jaguars find a way to beat the Texans 17-10. They improve to 2-1. The Texans, winless on the season, go to 0-3. I want to talk about both teams and both quarterbacks because this was an ugly game. I'm sure you've all had this. There are games where that's so well played and so well matched. You were like, man, I hate that there's a team that has to lose this game. It's just so good. This is one of those where I felt, oh man, I hate that there's a team that has to win this game. I didn't feel like either team deserved to win this football game the way that they were playing. It felt like neither team wanted to win the football game. This game was so frustrating because the quarterbacks looked so mediocre, borderline bad. I mean, they really, and you just expect so much more out of them, especially because the draft prospects they've been, but we've seen them both be great. I know the narrative on Trevor Lawrence now is he's a bust, he's never been great. That's not true. He had that great season with Doug Peterson where they made the playoffs and played Kansas City really tight in Arrowhead. He looked really good, and then the next year he looked good until the injury. They were in the battle for the 1 seed. It's fallen off a cliff. Same with C.J. Stroud. The rookie year, fantastic. Looks like an instant top 5 to 7 quarterback in the league. And it's just declined ever since then. Look at these numbers in this game. This is a quarterback comparison. Neither are great. Stroud, 204 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, a 66 rating. Lawrence, 220 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, about the same YPA, same amount of sacks, similar passer rating. Neither of those are quarterback performance you can be really happy with, especially when you're throwing it almost 40 times a game. It mainly just leaves me wondering at the state of both of these franchises because obviously the Jags are going to celebrate. They improved to 2-1. Their season's still alive, but they're so rough around the edges. I don't know about Liam Cohen yet. I don't know about Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's just not reading defense as well. He's just not. Now, he didn't get a lot of help in that game. You know, Brian Thomas Jr. was nowhere to be seen. He was wearing the invisible cloak. And C.J. Stroud on the other side, his offensive line doesn't do him any favors. He had to run around all over the place. But these are two quarterbacks that one of them has been paid very highly for some reason. The other is going to be in that situation. And it feels like neither of them are elevating their team. Now, how much can you put on them? That's up for debate. I did a breakdown on C.J. Stroud last week. I'll link it up here, breaking down his tape against Tampa Bay and how much I thought was him, how much I thought was the line. But there are a bunch of plays that are on the quarterbacks. And when you're throwing it 40 times, you're not doing enough, especially Trevor, when you're paid that kind of money. And it's frustrating to watch. I'm sorry this is kind of ranty and all over the place, but that's just my big takeaway from this game is I see so much potential with the talent, with the, arm capabilities, with what you could be. And I see so many mental errors and silly mistakes. Like I said, it felt like every time one team was driving or starting to get a grasp on the football game, they'd throw a pick and be like, never mind, other guy can take it. So I don't, even though the Jacksonville Jaguars won, I don't think they can feel good. The Texans fall into 0-3. Season's over. I mean, okay, maybe you sneak into the playoffs, but at 0-3, looking the way you've looked, the way the line has looked, the way Stroud has looked, you're not expecting to win playoff games. If you're the Jaguars, maybe you're still delusional and you can win a wild card. And I guess you could because the AFC is kind of wide open, but not with Indianapolis looking like they are. And that's kind of the story about the AFC. No one had Indianapolis on the radar. I'm a huge Shane Steichen fan, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect Daniel Jones to look like he does. Maybe you wish Trevor Lawrence and C.J. Stroud had Shane Steichen. Maybe, how much do you put on the coaches versus them? But neither of these teams are going to feel good when Indianapolis looks like they do because we're going to see those matchups, but I just don't think either of these teams can compete for the division if they continue to play like they are right now.